Here we go. Well, hello, everybody. It's Dr. Hank here, and we're with Agent Wealth Success. And you know what we help do? Is we help you to increase not only your business, but your wealth. And every week, I have somebody special. Like last week, we had the #1 leads program in real estate and how to do it easily and quickly and how to have 5 closes like per week. Week before that, we had the #1 broker in America, and they gave us 101 ways to be able to literally a book and everything on how to be able to get leads and without it even costing you anything and do it in a fun way. But today is a special day because we have a guest, Jodi-Kay Edwards, and she in fact is so highly recommended and so sought over after that she already is booked for the rest of the year. And so she has been kind enough though to be with us today because what she does is she helps real estate agents, brokers, entrepreneurs internationally around the world in order to not only build their business but to do it in such a way that it makes a lasting impact and to be able to tap into yourself so you can be the best resource and to really tap that. So with this, Jodi-Kay, welcome to the show and thanks so much for being on.
Hello, Dr. Thank you so much for having me. Wow, that intro. Thank you so much.
Well, it's just incredible. And I know you were even today, actually, we're doing this on a special day on Sunday just because your schedule is so booked. But I just would love to tap into all of your knowledge. And so let's start out, if we can, with and your background as, and if I can state it correctly, is basically you were in corporate America and you said, this is not my passion. I need more freedom and I'm going to go out and be the best coach and be booked for the whole year every year. And is that a good synopsis as far as, I know there were a lot of things in between, but is that basically it?
Oh my gosh, you hit the nail on the head. My background is in human resources as a human resources manager. And I remember when I was very young, my mom had a book on her shelf called Entrepreneurship for Dummies. Do you remember those books?
Yeah, sure.
Anything for Dummies. And that's really what kind of seeded this in my being of wanting to be an entrepreneur. But because I was from Jamaica, born in Jamaica, born in a different country, now living in the States, my mom was really, you have to go to school, you have to get a degree, you have to do all these things. And once you have that, you can go do whatever you want. So that's exactly what I did. I got my degree and a few years later, started my own business.
That's just fantastic. And I love on how you did it. And, all of us agents have been through that as well, because, we basically said, hey, we want to, if we were in corporate America, we wanted more freedom. And that's really our soul's desire, is to have more freedom. And what I love about one thing, and so I really want to get into the meat about all the things that you have, but you tap what you call the zone of genius and the superpower within all of us. And so can you tell us a little about what that is and how you help people to tap into their genius and their superpower?
Yeah. Absolutely. Now, no matter what your industry, your niche, I know we're talking to a lot of real estate agents here, and that's definitely something that I help focus on. We're all individuals. So just because you might be pulling in, 6 figures your first year in commission, or maybe not doing so hot, hopefully not. If you're not, talk to Dr. Hank because he is your guy. You have something so unique that the next real estate agent doesn't, or the next entrepreneur or business owner doesn't. And so that really is your superpower, your zone of genius. It really comes down to what you do well, what you do best, crossing over with what gap you can fill in the industry. So this is why it doesn't matter if there are 20 real estate agents, 20 business coaches, doesn't matter how well that person is doing it, because you will always do it in your own unique way. And there's no one on this planet that is like you, that will speak like you, that has your energy, that will connect with another, possible client or customer like you. So it's really tapping into that and taking a step back and going through those questions of, well, what am I naturally good at? This is something that people are stuck on. And I always like to say, well, let's go to your childhood. Let's go way back. Naturally, as a child, what are some things that you enjoyed doing? So already you've learned about me. So, I learned about entrepreneurship from my mom because she had a book. So what does that say? She was a reader. I was a reader, right? So I would love to read, and it was easy for me to tell stories and get immersed in the story. So it's, the look at me today, I'm still doing the same thing, right? It might be a little bit different type of storytelling because it's marketing, but it stems from that desire that I had as a child to really connect the words that I was reading and put that on paper. So you as the individual, you have the same thing. And if you're feeling stuck, you can always reverse engineer it back to childhood, and then taking a look at, what do people ask me about naturally? What is something that I might be getting annoyed that, because people are like, let me pick your brain, right? We always have that friend that's like, you're so good at this. What are your thoughts on this? Mm-hmm. And soon you'll realize that you have so much value to give that it would be a disservice to the world if you didn't monetize on it. Right? Yeah. So your zone of genius, your superpower is really that crossover thing. So Dr. Hank, what would you say your superpower is?
And my superpower, because I'm taking all these notes and I'm like, going after one. Well, my superpower is that I have been blessed to be able to tap into infinite intelligence and literally be able to help people become their greatest possibility. And so I've helped people to become, whether it's become millionaires or grow their business or overcome cancer. It really doesn't matter what that is. And you brought up such a great point on that we all basically we create our own experience. It doesn't matter what anybody else is doing out there, how many other people are out there doing it. It just doesn't matter. It matters about you getting into you and tapping that superpower. So in answer to your question is that I've been able to tap into infinite intelligence, channel that information, and literally know how life plays. I don't use the word work, and so it's how life plays. And work is a low vibration, and so because of that, I get so excited I knock my earplugs off. That it works a low vibration, and so to play. So the answer is that is where my superpower is, and then my inner being and tapping into my inner being, my soul, if you will. So hearing that, what do you think about that?
Oh my gosh. So I'm going to piggyback off of this and go as a prime example. I think we just froze a little bit. Can you still hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. But you're let's just keep on. Let's see here.
Keep on keeping on. Okay. Technology, right? Without it. So that is a specific gap that you have been able to bring to your industry. Now I have to segue into here, and I've read so many amazing things about you just from us playing together for the past year and a half now, right? Time flies, amazing. And I recently read a review that someone had compared, well, actually not even compared you, said that Tony Robbins could learn a thing or two from you, right? How amazing is that? Oh my gosh, I was like, wow, that is beyond phenomenal. So when you look at that, you, the individual, you have all these gifts, right? And if you weren't showing up to the world in that way, or if you weren't allowing your light to shine, right, onto the other people within your industry, your family, the people around you, it really, you would have created a whole different reality for yourself just by siphoning that gift that you have. So superpowers really are something, it's innate in us that we need to strengthen. So if you think of like young superheroes, right? Maybe they don't understand how to use their power. They're kind of awkward. They accidentally throw a car instead of lifting a car. When you're working on being the best real estate agent in your industry, right? That's an amazing goal that we should always be setting the bar higher, not just in your town, but industry world going higher and higher and higher. All of a sudden you create this shift. You create this shift in your mind, and that transfers to your reality where you're doing different things. You're speaking differently. You're acting differently. You're all of a sudden acting as if, right? You're acting as if you're the top earner in your company. You're acting as if everyone wants to work with you, even if maybe people don't know about you yet. Maybe you're just starting out. So this gets so deep into just starting with, who am I at my core? What can I offer the world? And how can I fill a gap within my industry. So for you, you offer that that spiritual aspect to it, right?
Right.
Where that's different from my real estate agent. When I bought my condo, sold it recently, but when I bought my condo, my real estate agent didn't have that. But that was something that really resonated with me. So how amazing would it have been if that he brought that presence to the sale, to closing, right? All of those different things. So
yes. And then you would have gotten, you know, referrals, and she would have, that real estate agent would have got, you know, right now, because you, the way that you vibrated on that, when you talked about her was like, well, she's okay, but you know, you know, it's not like I'm excited to, you know, refer her, et cetera. And so you have just tapped into really for all of us to recognize, that's why we're so worthy that we have this amazing ability that is within us, and to be able to tap that. And you helped us there to, you know, ask ourselves questions and, you know, what is that in our natural selves? And so then we get, anything else you want to share about that?
Yeah, we can definitely move on to the next point.
Okay.
Not a lot, I could go on for hours, but I think I think that's enough to start digging it in. You know, and pro tip is to journal it out. If you're like, well, Jodi, Dr. Hank, what are you guys talking about? Really just, you know, listen to this and have a journal and just free write whatever comes to your mind. I am good at XYZ. You know, it doesn't matter. There's no right or wrong answer. And soon enough, you'll have a page filled with things that you're good at. And you can just kind of go through and hone in and say, yeah, I can bring this to my industry. I can bring that to my industry. Maybe not that so much, but you know.
I love that. And I think, you know, one of the ways that I think it would be helpful for everybody, because I really like to, and everybody should be taking notes here, because again, it's the wisdom of the ages that we're hearing here from Jodi-Kay. And that this idea about writing it down, and if you'll just sit and you'll breathe deeply, and about 5 seconds in and 5 seconds out, and just relax. And what that does is it gets us into the flow of life. And when you ask, literally, you're asking God, the universe, all that is. And what will happen is these thoughts, like, because where do the thoughts come from? You know, well, they literally can either be godly thoughts, or they can be from your small or fearful self. And so when you're just quiet and breathing like that you're literally asking God, the universe, to give you those answers. And you can count on it that your prayers will be answered and you'll be given that. So I just love that. And that's just a real good. And so for all of us, I would say that when you get off, done watching this, go get a journal, go start, and you can get a pad of paper, whatever, but just sit quietly and sit with God, if you will, and start writing. And do you think that would enhance that then, Jodi-Kay?
Oh my gosh, I'm sitting here thinking, like, I have so much I could tell you from that. There are so many times where I will just do a breathing exercise in the morning. It's called my Millionaire Morning routine, right? I'm not a millionaire yet, but I'm getting there. And so those are the times where I have those millionaire ideas, and I have to share something with you, and it's not to brag, it's just to inspire. But I recently did this last month. This last month where I said, you know, I took a little breather, and I said, I really want to gain some clarity in my business, right? I want to reach the next level. And you're going to realize growing pains as an entrepreneur in so many different industries. If things start to feel a little bit like out of alignment, even though you kind of were like, well, I was in alignment, you're growing. And so you need to accept that. And so all of a sudden I had this divine download, and I got this idea, and that idea led me to $10,000 because I was able to close a client, and I had an idea for passive income. So it was like, if I didn't spend that moment just decluttering I have to do the laundry, I have to go do this for my car, I get a little blemish on my car to fix it. All these things, I had to run to Target, but I was like, that can wait, because I'm going to spend some time with myself. And you know what, that day I actually pushed those things off to the next day because they weren't that important, because I had to implement what I just downloaded. Oh my gosh, it was amazing.
And so I just love your words, as divine download, you know, like, just what a great thing. And that, and I want to actually say that you actually are a millionaire, because when you think you are a millionaire, and I love this idea about the Millionaire Morning and to spend yourself with some time with yourself or your higher divine self, or God or universe, whatever, words that you want to do that you can connect with, that by you just saying that you are a millionaire, that everything starts, like most everybody wasn't born a millionaire, but because they had thoughts of being a millionaire, they became one. But if you have no thoughts of becoming successful, a millionaire, healthy, whatever it is that you want, a thriving business, that you'll never get there. And so because you have the thought, you are a millionaire. And so I love that. I love that you're a millionaire. And the other word that you use there is clarity. And you talked about that. I want to gain clarity in my business, and I want all of us to write that down right now, is I want to gain clarity in my business. Clarity is a high vibrational word. It's right up there with God, if you will, that when you have clarity, you're aligned with your source, with your divine self, with your soul, with God. And so to be able to have that clarity, and literally all you have to do is ask and you will receive. And so you have just done that and hit that. And like you say, we could spend hours on this. And one of the areas that I know you do have could you share a little about your Facebook page that you have, because we know you're booked for the rest of the year, so we couldn't even get into you if we wanted to, but or maybe you could if you had enough money, right?
Right. There's always a way, right? Or sometimes people move things around. So my Facebook group is called Alignment is the New Hustle, Strategies for the Successful Entrepreneur.
Okay, can you slow that down again? What is it?
Yeah, alignment is the new hustle.
Is the new hustle.
And that will pop up because I'm the only one out there. If you need to type the whole thing in, the rest of it is strategies for the successful entrepreneur.
Okay, got it.
We have so many different types of entrepreneurs globally. It's a little exclusive. I do look at your profile. I do kind of see what you're about because it's a very high vibe group. So I do ask that you answer the questions and you request, and my team and I will take a look at it, and you are welcome in to come learn with us and introduce yourself via video and all of those things. So we try and keep it a very safe space for entrepreneurs to grow, nothing spammy, keeping the selling to a minimum, but always leading with value. But it is a very open space. I love that.
And I love that leading with value. And again, a great way to alignment is the new hustle. And you're so cool. And using all these cool words. I just love it. Well, again, we could talk forever probably on that one. And there's no end to that glory of all of us, of you, of me, and everybody that's listening here, and to tap into that genius, that superpower. A little bit more, let's switch gears now and talk about our niche. When I was growing up, by the way, it was called niche. And then in the last, 5-7 years, it changed to pronouncing it niche. Either way actually is okay, but I'm going to use niche because it's a new hip word with the hustle girl, with my hustle girl. And so can you help us with understanding this niche and why it's important and your thoughts on that?
Absolutely. So here is the mindset behind it. If you think you serve everyone, you actually serve no one. So I'll say that again. That's like a tweetable, as Marie Forleo would call it. If you serve everyone, you are serving no one. So that's the importance of niching down. And I have a free e-course, 100% free. There's no opt-in. If you just type in narrowed niche into Google, again, it will pop up. But this takes you through asking yourself the question of who do I serve? Again, it goes really deeper into that gap. So it really plays on what we learned, what we talked about in the beginning of this.
Yes.
But it takes you through various exercises and actually helping you. People don't know this, but you're actually visualizing who you want to serve, because I have some workbooks in there. I have some PDF takeaways for you to name your ideal client. What does your ideal client like to do? What are some books your ideal client reads? Especially as real estate agents, when you're using social media, that's huge. Right? We can get into that, but social media is a huge lead generation for realtors.
Yes.
And pretty much any brokers, everyone, entrepreneurs, right? We'll just say it's entrepreneurs. But being able to see where your audience hangs out. So if you can't answer these questions, my avatar's name is Martha. So I know Martha's a spiritual entrepreneur. She enjoys Gabrielle Bernstein, Tony Robbins. She's hanging out on Instagram and Facebook, right? So that's where I was able to target and retarget a majority of my clients to have this, like, I tapped into this, like, it feels like it's an unlimited lead, right? Unlimited lead generation, because I'm so honed in on who my target audience is. So I still hold these things every once in a while called clarity calls. And the clarity call is what I was doing to kind of give back. I hold free 30-minute sessions to really just talk and get clear on your purpose, you know, your business, where you are and where you want to go, right? And so at the beginning, that was a lead generation for me, but now it really is like, okay, we have this clarity call, and I put you in the Facebook group because I know you're ambitious and you know you want all these things, right? Yeah. Until a spot opens up. But if that's the case where you're thinking, I don't know who I serve, because I sell houses to everyone. Everyone needs a house, right? Everyone wants to live in this area or this area. You're wrong, because like we mentioned before, when you can connect with your client on a deeper level, you're able to serve them more and attract them. We call this magnetize marketing. So when you're showing up online in a specific way, where, you know, it's the words that you say, the way you show up on live videos, you know, on podcasts, all these visibility strategies, your ideal audience, client, customer will hear you, and they're just drawn to you. You don't even have to sell them on the idea that I'm your realtor, I'm your business coach, right? I'm your mindset coach. You've already done that in the way you've showed up. But you have to be so narrowed down on who it is that you want to attract to you.
Yes. Can I ask that? Where do I get that e-course again?
If you type in, it's on Teachable. So you can either type in narrowed niche.
And how do I spell that?
Oh my gosh. I'm such, please don't put me on blast. So I should know how to spell narrowed. I'm going to try it down. Narrowed, right? Yeah.
R-O-W.
No, that's not the right spelling.
N-A-R-R. It narrowed. N-A-R-R-O-W-E-T.
R-R.
O-W-E-T. Got it. Okay, narrowed. Got it. Narrowed. And narrowed. What is it? Narrowed. Neat. Okay, got it. Well, you went through. I got it. Unteachable. Narrowed niche.
Correct.
And if you go to that, and if you just Google that, or
if you Google it, the SEO is high on it, it'll pop up. Otherwise, we can. I'm not sure if we want to leave it in the show notes, but again, you sign up on Teachable, and it takes you through all of that. And you don't have to print things out. Again, if you just want to write out your notebook and things like that. And then I highly recommend ripping out that piece of paper with your ideal client avatar on it and sticking it where in your workspace, so you can really see that person.
God. That is just great. And what did you call because you actually called her, was it Martha?
Martha, yeah.
That is so great. It personalizes it so much instead of just, my, niche is, people that are millennials that, are first time home buyers or whatever, that you're calling her Martha, and talk about, oh my God, that is just, really, that just takes you, it's these little, just to tweak your way of thinking of things, and it'll take you, to Mars. It'll take you to the moon, it'll take you to a whole new place, and that is just fantastic. And then
people are afraid of, thinking, well, I don't want to attract just Marthas. I want to attract Marks. I just attracted a Mark because in my marketing, in my message, I attracted, my last client I signed actually was a male. He came to me and said, I don't know if you take, male entrepreneurs. And I was like, everyone, but I brand myself for female entrepreneurs. However, I tend to attract the personality types of Martha, right? She's open-minded. She's willing to learn. She doesn't make excuses. So it's not, I don't have the money. I will find the money, right? I want to work with people who can afford my services. I don't trick anyone into buying anything from me. I don't go through those sale gimmicks. It just doesn't vibrate with me. So I attract that type of personality in either gender.
Wow, that is just fantastic. And then, like you said, to magnetize, it's called Magnetize Marketing, and this is how to do it. And again, a way for us to do it. Can you help us with gaining visibility as a real estate agent? And so what are just some things, and again, because, we maybe have 15 minutes left or something, but we have a couple other things. And so how would we gain visibility? What would you recommend to help us do that?
So definitely going through the steps we just talked about, because you can't show up online in any way, shape, or form if you're confused about who you are and who you serve. That's why so many people forget that first step, or they hear it and it just goes in one ear and out the other. And they're like, yeah, I've heard this before, but it's really, when I actually did this for my business, it skyrocketed. It skyrocketed because now I was doing less work because I was able to put forth my message and people would just come to me. The next thing I would suggest is really realizing that we all have this idea that we want to go viral. In some way, shape, or form, we want to have a viral podcast, a viral Facebook group, a viral Instagram account, a viral YouTube, right? But the key to going viral is this, and I'm sharing this golden nugget with you here today.
Cool.
PR is what you say, well, PR and marketing, right?
Yeah.
They're two different things. So marketing is what you say about yourself, your services, your brand. And PR is what other people say about you, yourself, your services, and your brand. The key to viral concept is to market yourself so well at the beginning that your marketing efforts are now, kind of second best to PR. Do you see where we kind of made that flip? So if I'm saying constantly, my name is Jodi, I'm a visibility strategist, business coach, influencer, model, actress, all these things.
Yeah.
But I'm only saying those things maybe once a month or once a year because I have this fear, we'll say it, pretend I have this fear of being too repetitive or whatever other fears we tell ourselves to keep ourselves small.
Yeah.
That's only going to reach a small amount of people. So now only a small amount of people are going to know that I'm able to do all these things, that they can hire me, or I can be a TV person, or I can be a business person. So then my word of mouth, PR, is not going to be as effective. So I'm going to have to be talking about myself for even longer now. Instead of me just biting the bullet and doing my marketing relentlessly, let's say you do marketing in your business relentlessly for 90 days, starting today.
Yeah.
Starting today from you listening to this business advice. 30 days from now, you're going to start seeing momentum. After the 90 days are done, you're going to have so much momentum built up because you were relentless for 90 days.
Wow.
Versus you just showing up in a specific way once or twice within those 30 days or 90 days. You're going to have to now maybe do that for 180 days, right? To get the same effect. So when we really look at the equation to viral content, viral marketing, viral branding, all of these things, it's really, the goal is to be so well known in your industry, in your niche, by what you say about yourself, that other people can now do the marketing for you.
Wow. That is just great. And it is a mind shift because people are kind of like, oh, well, I don't want to talk about myself, or, I don't want to brag or whatever. But the fact is that the only mouthpiece for you is you. And that, if you're not saying who you are, and that also shows the confidence. And what I love what you said there, Jodi-Kay, is like you said, oh, and I'm, this model and I love the visibility. Yeah, because you've told me that before. And, it's like, wow, that's so great. But, a visibility expert. And I mean, you have it down, and the way that you said it is with confidence. And that's because you just started saying that because, you could have, it's almost kind of back to that millionaire thing is, you could have said, well, I'm not yet a visibility expert, but you just decided one day, hey, I'm going to be a visibility expert. And so you are, but you have to basically tell people who you are. And what you're saying is that's your message, is tell them who you are, and that will show your confidence in who you are. And then you'll attract them and you'll start going viral in 30 days. I love that.
Yeah, it's a simple formula. And I always like to encourage everyone to, once you have those two pieces, once you have, let's say you go through the narrow niche e-course and you're like, okay, well, what's next? And you're still working on those visibility strategies. I like to tell people to create something called a purpose statement. We all have a purpose, now you need to put it in a statement that other people can see. So for example, let's say when I first started out, my purpose statement was pretty simple and it kind of evolved over the years. So I help entrepreneurs gain maximum visibility online by helping them to utilize social media and gain clients via social media. I just made that up off the top of my head, right? Yeah. So we all have one. You know, if you are understanding the importance of niching down in real estate, okay, it's going to be the formula. I help blank, buy blank, to blank, right? I help families by showing them affordable homes, XYZ. It's that simple. Kind of plug and play whatever it is in there. So, or I help newlyweds. I help XYZ, because when you start branding yourself that way, I get that you want to be everywhere at once, and you definitely can be, but I just recommend trying to niche down for a little bit, trying that as a business strategy to see how many more people you can attract with your message. And creating content around that message and showing up that way and, you know, speaking that message. And then soon you're going to know, people are going to start talking about you like, oh my gosh, I know this amazing real estate person. He or she really like understood my needs as a new single mother or father, right? Like that's so amazing versus like, my real estate agent sold me this house and cool, I got everything I wanted, but like, right? What can you bond with people over that they're going to remember?
Yeah, it's just awesome. And I love that. And that, and in fact, all of the people that are watching right now, that basically, I know I am a magnet, and I'm a magnet to real estate agents and brokers who want to build their business and their wealth. Other people, they're not going to be watching this. You know, they just aren't interested in that. And that, you know, most people would say, oh, but everybody wants to build their business and wealth. Not really. That I've coached agents where they have a ceiling of what their income is. And so I'll get in 60 to 90 days, I'll increase their commissions by $30,000, and then they quit. And because that was their ceiling that they had. And what I love about this is that that you're exactly correct, that everybody listening right now, that you can kind of, you know, look at yourself and say, hey, that's cool that, you know, I am one of those agents, brokers that want to build my business and build my wealth. And so I love that. Tell me a little about funnels then. And so how, Yes. So we're giving you guys all the tea today. And everything we're talking about just builds upon the other, right? So a sales funnel, for those of you that aren't aware, is a simple strategy to implement in your business where you can have a seamless funnel, so to speak, to build and nurture your ideal client, your audience, even a new buyer. So now you might be thinking, well, I get it as an entrepreneur. Let me give you an example for someone in real estate. If you know who it is that you serve exactly, and you're so clear on who your Martha is, right? You're going to create what we like to call in the industry a freebie. This freebie is going to be from Martha. Martha needs this because she needs to gain knowledge on XYZ. She needs to feel better about XYZ. Martha needs to understand a buying decision, maybe based on XYZ. There's, you know, you guys have so, and I say you guys because I'm not in real estate, but just by working with a lot of people in real estate, I have so much knowledge about the market that someone like me who doesn't have. That's not my area of expertise. So much you can put in a single sheet PDF. You can put together an online training. Dr. Hank does this. He has this amazing webinar where he, you know, if we're being fully transparent here, he shares his story. You get to know him, right? And all of a sudden you kind of like fall in love with him and you want to learn more. And so there's so many different ways from this freebie. Essentially, if you are looking to close, it's going to be different, right? So for entrepreneurs, you can have an offer. You're going to upsell them to something. And that's, you know, a little bit further down the road. But in this case, you're really increasing the like and no factor by giving them something to say, I trust this person. This person's showing up in my inbox. They have my email. They're not abusing it, right? The like and know and trust factor goes so far beyond what we think. Like, you know, when you really psychoanalyze it, you are telling someone you have something that they need, and they're saying yes. You're asking for an email in exchange for that thing that they need, and they're expecting you to deliver on it. And in turn, they're trusting you with their email, right? So don't just do one thing and ghost.
That's where the simple funnel comes into place. And this is something I like to say, it can be something that if it doesn't resonate with you, I know email marketing doesn't resonate with a lot of people. They think it's confusing, or maybe they bought into the idea that, you know, email marketing is dead, and it's definitely not. It just depends. There's so many different things that go into it, like your email list health, right? If you have too many unopened emails, your email list is kind of going to suffer. It might go to spam, all these different things that you have to clean up your email list every once in a while to make sure it's performing at its best.
Right.
However, after that, deep breath. So much.
You're going, girl.
Yes. I love your dancers. I got to steal them. When you have all of this information to share, that's when you can start showing up weekly. You can start showing up, you know, I don't want to say monthly. I'd love for you to speak to your audience more than once a month, right? Because why? Marketing and PR. You have to continuously tell them who you are, what you're about, what value you have for them. So they can then say, oh my gosh, like this real estate agent is so different than any real estate agent. She like is focused on health, and she gives me all these health tips on how to build my best healthy lifestyle, and or maybe offers me financial tips so I can make the best buying decision. Or like, there's so much you can do with this. It's I gave you this idea. You can do so much with it.
Exactly. And what I love about that, Jodi-Kay, is you brought up a point about how we forget how much we know. And that other people, it's just because, you know, we've all been doing it, whether you're a brand new agent or been doing it for 20 years, it doesn't matter, that you know so much more because the education required and everything on that, and the different training that you have attended, et cetera. And so you know so much more. And like, I had an agent that wanted to write a book about condos, and next thing, and I told him how to do it, and I actually have a way to do it for about $200. You can write a book, because I have all my resources have done it, and so because I've trained them, and so if you want a book, just tell me, and literally you don't pay me anything, that you just pay my marketing department, and they'll put it together and have you up on Amazon and everything. But see, he had so much knowledge in there, he didn't realize it, and now he has a book, and it's a best-selling book, and I can tell you how to become a best-selling book too. But your point about these freebies is to be able to provide value, and that your value is really your knowledge. And all of us have lots of, again, in real estate specifically, that we have lots of knowledge. And if you don't, go Google it. Go Google it, and you'll get answers. You know, I write for, I'm one of the contributing writers for Inman News. And Inman is the independent voice, basically, of real estate. And all I did was ask. I said, hey, I want to, you know, write in Inman, and that I'll write articles, and they'll send it back to me and say, oh, well, we need links, and you know, they want to have links because that's the way that, you know, kind of write nowadays. And so I have my assistant go find links, and so I don't even do it, you know, because I write the content of where my heart is and whatever else other people are saying, or, you know, they want to know more. But the fact is that as you start to ask and really get into, hey, I want to be able to offer a freebie, you'll come up with the freebie. And so that's great. So get your funnel and treat them like gold too, right?
Yes, it's like, you know, I want to piggyback with what you just said. If you don't ask, the answer is always no. Right? If you don't ask, the answer is always no. But that's the thing about your sales funnel. It's like let's say, dating experience. If you wouldn't go up to someone on the street and say, hi, my name is Jodi, I'm all these things, I'm a visibility strategist and business coach, give me your money, want to work with me? Right? We wouldn't do that in person. So we would say, hi, I'm a real estate agent, let me help you close your next home. I mean, maybe some of you guys, but hopefully you would strike up a conversation, you'd get to know them, show them that you're not about the money, you're actually about the transformation. And you're about helping them get to their desired pleasure point or avoid a specific pain point that they currently have. Maybe they've been looking for months. Maybe they have another realtor that just doesn't seem to care about you guys. Oh, side story, I had a realtor that I was saying, this is what my budget is, this is the location, and she was sending me everything but, right? And that was memorable to me. So the good and the bad is very, very memorable. And your main goal is to make it a memorable, enjoyable date experience, right? You want to make sure you have that connection so that they can say, I had a great time. You know, when you give their business card, I'm looking over here because I have a jar filled with business cards. And I would say about maybe four 4 of those people,
Uh-huh.
I can like remember their email and their name and exactly what they do, because those 4 people decided to ask me questions, get to know me. They weren't just like, here's my business card, take it. So now I'm going to say, oh my gosh, I have this perfect person for graphic design, or, you know, Dr. Hank, right? All these amazing things where I've created this relationship because they treated me well, or I treated them well. And so after your email funnel, it's the same thing. You know, you're following up, and eventually don't be afraid to ask, right? Once you have the nurture, if you are too afraid to go in for the sale, or go in to, you know, deepen the relationship, you have to put food on your own table. So that's why you really can't be afraid to offer the next level of value, which is going to be a time investment or a monetary investment, right?
Right, exactly. And so that's great. And Jodi-Kay, now you just brought up another one, and it's really, it's just wisdom for the ages here, folks, that this idea about pleasure point. And I love that, because a lot of people teach about the pain point, and I just don't like that, because nobody likes pain, and I know they want to get away from it, and you can help it. But more so is to help people to identify what's your pleasure point. And so whatever that pleasure point is, go after that pleasure point, and you'll feel much better. They'll feel much better. And then I like also about, instead of going for the sale, that maybe we use an S word, another S word, but it's go for the service, because the fact is that, you know, this exchange of money, like, we're almost afraid of, you know, asking money for our services, that we're going to take them. Like I always say, all my stuff is priceless. Okay. And so, you know, there isn't enough money in the world to do it. So in fact, I give everything away now. I'm at the age and have the financial wherewithal that I give everything that I do away. Nobody ever pays me anything. And so in fact, on dochankwebinar.com, that they can find, you know, more ways to be able to build that wealth, and it's
amazing webinar. I highly recommend watching it. I've watched it times. I love it.
Thank you. And so there's just a lot of things that can be able to you know, get to the next level, and to build this relationship. And like you say, you know, first of all, get your funnel, start connecting with people, offer people something for nothing, if you will. But you know, it's really this be able to provide this freebie and build those relationships, and then they can have a business like yours, Jodi-Kay, who you know, basically a business for the rest of your life. And that's what's cool. We all have that potential to have business for the rest of our life. Now, with that, we're near the end of the show, but I'd just like, is there anything you'd like to share with us, Jodi-Kay, as just kind of to say farewell for now, that any of your wisdom that, you know, we've talked about just some amazing things here today to take us to the next level, and specific actions that we can all take, and go to that website, and I have it written down, and I'll send it out to everybody, and you know, take that quiz. But what do you have to, what wisdom would you like to leave with us as we leave here today?
Yes. So on my podcast, I always like to end with, you are your best resource, and the magic is in you. And if you don't have the money right now, you have to have the time. If you don't have the time, you have to have the money. You can't not have both.
That's beautiful. Well, we'll take that to heart. And so with this, Jodi-Kay, you are just the best. We thank you so much for being so magical yourself, and for tapping the magic in all of us. And so with that, everybody, that I thank you for watching Agent Wealth Success, where we help you build your business, build your wealth, but really build your lives into everything that you want. And I love you and wish you all the best. Bye-bye.